FantasyFootballFix.com has over 20 unique tools and the most advanced FPL mobile app available. Build team value with the price change predictor tool and never be priced out of a transfer again. Improve your rank with algorithms to identify transfers to maximize points. Learn from the best in the game by following the Elite 11 team reveal. Win mini-leagues by tracking opponents and predicting their transfers. Upload your FPL squad for free at FantasyFootballFix.com. Gameweek 17 goes down as a frustrating one after those late postponements. A score of 56 points with just 10 men has seen a small drop down to 72k. The decision to hold on to Cristiano Ronaldo was a gamble that hasn't paid off, with a further postponement for United at the weekend. A thunderous late strike from Alexander-Arnold added some much needed gloss to the score, while Reece James sets up Mason Mount to end a run of 3 matches without a return. No defender took as many as his 3 shots during the game week, while no player across all positions fashioned as many as his 6 attempted assists. Goals from Diogo Jota and Mohamed Salah papered over the cracks in midfield, after the decision to go ahead with the move for Jared Bowen backfired, not least because of how dominant Arsenal were against the Hammers, restricting them to just 2 shots and 10 touches in their penalty box. But opting for that original transfer plan and turning down the opportunity to bring in Ollie Watkins and Phil Foden for a 4-point hit, with Cristiano Ronaldo and Bryan Mbeumo making way, in retrospect looks like a big mistake. A further postponement for Watford just hours before their scheduled match against Burnley left Michail Antonio up front on his own. The West Ham forward failed to register a touch in the opposition penalty box and spent much of the game in a wide position, even covering at right back after Vladimir Sofal was sent off. We're already 5 matches light for Gameweek 18, with risk of more postponements still to come, but for now at least, let's discuss the possible transfer plans ahead of Saturday's deadline. At present, there are just 8 players with fixtures in the squad, and only 1 free transfer available to help salvage things. With just 0.3 million in the bank, there are very few moves possible without downgrading Cristiano Ronaldo and redistributing the funds, which again in hindsight would have paid off last game week. Even more frustrating is the fact that Ollie Watkins and Phil Foden are both still very good options to bring in now. The Aston Villa striker has notched 3 goals and an assist in 6 matches under Steven Gerrard, and in the last 4 game weeks his tallies of 9 shots in the box and 5 on target trail only Cristiano Ronaldo amongst forwards. The only other alternative in my mind is Alex Lacazette, who is a little more costly and perhaps more short term, but does have fixtures against Leeds and Norwich up next, for now at least. Man City were ruthless in tearing Leeds apart midweek, and you fear for their next 3 opponents, Newcastle, Leicester and Brentford. There's slightly less assurance of Foden starting this one, after featuring for the full 90 minutes on Tuesday, but he has had his game time managed a loss already recently, due to an ongoing ankle issue. No midfielder could better his 5 attempted assists in Gameweek 17, while only Jota and De Bruyne took more than his 6 shots, not including the effort he saw ruled out for a marginal offside. So reluctantly, the 2 moves that I regret not making last game week are the 2 moves I'm likely to make this game week. Bryan Mbeumo and Cristiano Ronaldo, who are again without a fixture, to Foden and Watkins for a 4-point hit. That will mean fielding a maximum of 10 players, but I'm not sure it's worth taking additional hits. I'm quite keen to hold the West Ham assets, having only just brought them in for their upcoming run. But it's definitely worth holding off from any transfers until the very last minute, given the current climate. There is still a very small possibility that some of the postponed matches could be added into the following midweek, which would see them remain within Gameweek 18. But all that aside, here's how the team is likely to line up. Aaron Ramsdale faces a depleted Leeds side that could have just 10 senior players available for Saturday, after losing Dan James and Jamie Shackleton to injury most recently. But Bielsa's side have still mustered up 5 goals in the last 4 game weeks, ranking 9th for expected goals. There's a welcomed return for João Cancelo after serving a 1-match suspension. Man City ranked 3rd for expected goals conceded per game in the last 4 game weeks, with only Liverpool and Spurs faring better. Last game week saw Chelsea extend their run of matches without a clean sheet to 5, despite restricting Everton to just 2 shots from inside the box. But they could be boosted by the return of N'Golo Kante for their visit to Wolves on Sunday. In form, Liverpool midfielders Diogo Jota and Mohamed Salah remain the top 2 ranking players for expected goals in the last 4 game weeks. The Reds trail Man City for goals in that time, 13-9, but have fashioned the league best tally of 18 big chances, compared to City's 13. If the game goes ahead, it'll be Tottenham's first Premier League match in 14 days. Douglas Luiz earns himself another start to complete the midfield, alongside potential new signing Phil Foden. Armed with set-piece duties, the defensive midfielder has notched 3 assists in 13 appearances this season. And in the last 4 game weeks, he's delivered 10 of his side's 20 corners, sharing responsibilities equally with John McGinn. With postponed fixtures for Mikel Antonio and Joshua King, potential new signing Ollie Watkins is likely to lead the line alone, although as mentioned, Alex Lacazette is still under consideration as an alternative. It's worth noting that Aston Villa vs Burnley is now scheduled to be the first match in Gameweek 18, which could be an advantage in these uncertain times, if for example further matches get postponed after the deadline. But the Clarets have kept 2 clean sheets in their last 3 matches, conceding just 1 goal. Only a matter of days ago, both Cristiano Ronaldo and Mikel Antonio would have been strong contenders for captaincy in Gameweek 18. But after their postponements, there's very little temptation to waver from the safety and security of Mohamed Salah, who's returned in each of the last 15 game weeks now. Ollie Watkins or potentially Alex Lacazette are both sensible vice-captains, due to their Saturday kickoffs.